I stood in the bridal boutique in downtown Chicago, the soft afternoon light filtering through the tall windows as the consultant adjusted the delicate ivory veil over my shoulders. The fabric felt like a whisper against my skin, and for a fleeting moment, everything seemed right. Ethan and I had chosen this date after months of planning, a garden ceremony at the historic Oak Brook venue, fairy lights in the pavilion. Our families finally coming together after years of my healing from past wounds. My phone buzzed on the velvet bench. Mom's name flashing. I smiled, expecting talk of centerpieces or the string quartet. Instead, her voice cracked through the speakerphone with 8 words that froze me. Harper needs to be invited to your wedding. Lauren. Harper, my younger sister by 2 years. The one I'd walked in on tangled in my sheets with my college boyfriend 4 years earlier. The same Harper who had stared me down and said, "He was never going to choose you anyway." Lauren. Stop being so dramatic. That betrayal had sent me spiraling into therapy sessions twice a week, questioning every relationship, until Ethan slowly rebuilt my trust with quiet patience and late-night talks on our apartment balcony overlooking the lake. "That's not happening," I replied, my voice steadier than the storm inside me. Harper made her choice. She knew what she was doing. Dad's baritone cut in sharply. They put me on speaker without warning. Family is family. Lauren, it's time you grew up and forgave her. If she's not there, we won't be attending either. The irony hit hard. Dad, the high-profile defense attorney with his pristine reputation in the Chicago legal circles, lecturing me on obligations while projecting that flawless family image at every fundraiser and neighborhood event. I ended the call before the words burning in my throat escaped, my hands trembling as I removed the veil. The boutique's joyful atmosphere suddenly felt suffocating. That night, back in my apartment, I couldn't sleep. I pulled out the dusty photo albums from the hallway closet, the ones I'd kept hidden despite the pain they carried. Page after page brought back fragments, Harper and me building elaborate sandcastles on the Indiana dunes during summer trips, wearing identical ugly Christmas sweaters at Grandma's house in the suburbs, our faces smeared with chocolate cake at joint birthday parties where we'd giggle until our sides hurt. Those memories were so vivid. The scent of sunscreen, the crackle of wrapping paper, the warmth of shared secrets whispered under blankets. But then came the shift, the slow unraveling when Harper hit her teens and began craving the spotlight, competing for our parents' approval in ways that turned sibling love into rivalry. I lingered on the photos of us as teenagers, arms linked at family barbecues, before everything fractured. Flipping further, an old Polaroid slipped out from between 2 pages. It showed Mom much younger, holding a baby girl I didn't recognize, her expression a mix of exhaustion and something softer. On the back, in Grandma's shaky handwriting, Eleanor, David, and Madison. 1988. Madison? I was born in 1994. Harper in 1996. This baby had Mom's eyes. Dad's chin, a child who predated both of us, erased from every family story. My pulse quickened. The phone lit up again with angry texts from Mom demanding I reconsider for family's sake. If they were hiding one secret this big, what else lurked beneath their lectures on loyalty and appearances? The ultimatum about Harper suddenly felt like deflection. I tucked the Polaroid into my wallet. Tomorrow I'd drive to Grandma's nursing home in Naperville. If anyone held the truth about Madison, it was her. And maybe, just maybe, this could turn their pressure back on them. The next morning, the drive felt endless. Traffic crawling along I-88 as doubts swirled. What if it was nothing? What if confronting this open wound's worse than Harper's betrayal? But the photo burned in my pocket, demanding answers. Grandma's facilities smelled of antiseptic and faint lavender from the common room flowers. She sat by the window in her wheelchair, frail but sharp-eyed, lighting up when I entered. I skipped pleasantries, placing the Polaroid on her side table. "Who's Madison?" "Grandma." Her face shifted shock, then deep sadness. Resignation settling like a shadow. "So you found her," she whispered. "I always wondered when this day would come." Grandma's voice cracked as she reached for the photo with trembling fingers. "Madison came first."
Dear.
"Your parents were so young, your mom just 19, your dad 21. They weren't ready for the responsibility, scared of what it would mean for their futures, their careers, their image in the community. I begged them to let me raise her, but they chose a closed adoption instead. Told everyone your mother had gone to stay with an aunt for health reasons during college. After they graduated, built their careers, married properly, they had you and Harper, their real family." As they saw it, the room tilted. My parents, pillars of suburban respectability, Mom the community volunteer chair, Dad the lawyer who judged others harshly for poor choices, had abandoned their firstborn to protect appearances. Grandma's eyes filled with tears as she recounted the details, the quiet handover at a private agency, the secrecy maintained for decades, how Madison had tracked them down 10 years earlier using her original birth certificate. She reached out wanting nothing more than acknowledgement, some understanding of where she came from, Grandma said. "Your father sent a cease and desist letter through his firm. Your mother pretended not to know the name. They were terrified the truth would ruin the perfect life they'd constructed." Pieces clicked, their obsession with flawless holidays, critical comments about neighbors' divorces or unstable families, the sudden push for me to forgive Harper despite 3 years of respecting my boundaries. Harper's text arrived while we spoke. "Looking forward to reconnecting at your wedding.
Sis.
Mom says I can borrow her pearl earrings, the ones you've always wanted." The casual cruelty stung. Grandma pulled a newspaper clipping from her drawer. Madison Chin, adoptive name kept private. Award-winning documentary filmmaker known for intimate portraits of found families and reunion stories. The photo showed a woman in her mid-30s with Mom's cheekbones, a thoughtful smile, and kind but wary eyes. Her work captured raw connections, adoptees meeting birth relatives, chosen families forming. I left with a heavy heart but determination. That evening, I found Madison's professional website and Instagram, posts about film festivals, her rescued dog, quiet reflections on identity. My finger hovered over the message button. Inviting her to my wedding would force my parents to confront the daughter they discarded while preaching family first. It was risky, potentially explosive, but their hypocrisy demanded exposure. We agreed to meet at a quiet cafe in Lincoln Park 2 days later. I arrived early, rehearsing words that evaporated when Madison walked in. She had our mother's high cheekbones, Dad's confident stride, but her eyes carried a watchful wisdom from years of unanswered questions. "Thank you for coming," I said as she sat. "I only learned about you yesterday." Her voice was gentle yet guarded. "When you messaged saying you were Eleanor and David's daughter, I almost didn't reply. The rejection was absolute last time." As coffee cooled between us, Madison shared her story, raised by loving adoptive parents who passed away during her college years. The search for roots leading to the cold legal response from Dad. "I wasn't after money or parents. I just wanted to know I existed." Something broke in me, the last blind loyalty to my parents. "I'm getting married next Saturday," I said. "Would you come? My parents are forcing Harper, the sister who betrayed me, while hiding you my whole life." Madison froze. "You want to use me in your family drama?" I flushed. Then I showed her Harper's text about the earrings. Her expression hardened, the anger of a child deemed unworthy. "Next Saturday, 3 o'clock, she said quietly. Maybe it's time for truth. The week blurred into a tense choreography. While confirming floral deliveries and seating charts for the Oak Brook Pavilion, I texted Madison discreetly, securing her +1 invitation under a friend's name to dodge suspicion. Harper arrived midweek, designer bags in hand, offering a rehearsed apology in my apartment. "I know I hurt you, Lauren. We were young. Can't we move on?" I lied smoothly. "Of course." Water under the bridge, helping with her luggage while suppressing rage. That night, addressing invitations, she casually dropped, "Did you hear Ryan's engaged?" To that instructor he met right after us. The us implication twisted the knife. My pen nearly tore the paper. Parents descended Thursday. Mom rearranging welcome baskets I'd painstakingly assembled. Dad grilling Ethan on honeymoon finances with disapproval. "We're just looking out for you," Mom insisted. That's what family does. The word family now felt poisoned. Ethan sensed the shift. On our balcony one evening, his warm hands on my shoulders. "What's really going on, Lauren?" "Don't say wedding stress." I nearly confessed everything, but my phone chimed, Harper asking about brunch timing. The moment slammed shut. "It's complicated. I'll explain after the wedding, I promised." Breaking our no-secrets vow. Guilt gnawed deeper. Friday's rehearsal dinner glittered with forced champagne toasts. Harper charmed Ethan's relatives, parents, supervised with precision. In the restroom, Madison texted, "I'm here. Room 412 at the hotel. Sure about this?" Staring at my reflection, the rule follower seeking approval, I typed back, "It's time." Wedding day dawned deceptively perfect. Cloudless sky. Perfect temperature. Mom fastened Grandma's pearls around my neck, the same ones Harper had worn at rehearsal. "You look radiant," she gushed. Dad beamed with pride. Harper excelled as maid of honor, organizing everything flawlessly. As we prepared to process, our eyes met in the mirror. "Second thoughts," she whispered. "Not about Ethan," I replied truthfully. The ceremony unfolded with precision. Walking the aisle on Dad's arm, I felt detached, scanning guests until spotting Madison in the back row. Simple blue dress blending with bridesmaids. Our eyes locked, shared blood. Silent understanding. Ethan's vows about standing through storms nearly broke me. Then I overheard parents whispering, "Didn't think we'd pull this off after that mistake years ago. We deserve this perfect day." That mistake, Madison reduced to an inconvenience. Reception began in the garden pavilion. Fairy lights twinkling as dusk fell. Harper entered gracefully with the best man. Ethan and I waited in the wings. My hands trembling. "You okay?" he asked. "I will be," I promised. The MC's voice boomed. Before introducing our newlyweds, a special surprise guest requested by the bride, "Please welcome Madison Chen, Lauren's sister." Mom's champagne flute shattered on the floor. Dad went ashen. Madison stepped forward with quiet dignity. Resemblance unmistakable under chandeliers. Murmurs rippled. Dad moved swiftly to intercept. "I don't know what game this is, but leave now," Mom added. Strained smile cracking. "This is private." Raw fury surged. I grabbed the microphone. "Madison is my sister, my parents' firstborn they gave up for adoption." Silence gripped the room. "Tell them the truth," I challenged Dad. "How you abandoned her, rejected her contact, then preached family while forcing me to forgive Harper's betrayal." Harper pushed forward.
Confused.
"What?" Realization hit as silence confirmed it. Ethan appeared, hurt flashing. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I found out days ago," I whispered, realizing the cost to our fresh marriage. Chaos erupted. Whispers. Dad's damage control. Mom fleeing to the bathroom. Harper frozen, realizing she was replacement, not favorite. Madison stood alone by the entrance. Tears falling. Arms wrapped tight. My imagined victory felt hollow watching her pain. Guests stared. The perfect day dissolved. The first dance happened as planned, but joy was replaced by heaviness. Parents left without goodbye. Harper vanished soon after. In our suite that night, Ethan said quietly, "I understand why, but you should have trusted me." We talked until dawn about secrets damage, vowing not to repeat them. Honeymoon postponed. Truth couldn't wait. Harper reached out first. At a familiar cafe, she admitted feeling she competed with a ghost. It doesn't excuse Ryan, but explains my desperation for approval. Understanding flickered. Not full forgiveness yet, but possibility. Parents met us weeks later at their home. Furious. "You humiliated us. You humiliated yourselves by lying," I countered. No full resolution. Only acknowledgement some wounds linger. Madison surprised us most. Packing her hotel room, she said. Confronting them gave closure. "And sisters I never expected. I'm sorry I used you," I whispered. "You gave me family," she replied. 6 months later, at Madison's documentary exhibition opening, we gathered, Ethan and me, Harper, Madison, Grandma holding her hand proudly. Parents absent, but raw edges and silences coexisted with honesty. Madison toasted to new beginnings. Glasses clinked imperfectly. Our family wasn't magazine perfect, but truth carved space for something real. What does family truly mean when built on lies? The question lingers, painful, necessary, forever reshaping us.